Well, I mean, you know, it was a big record regardless, but I wrote the whole record, Eddie. That's what people don't understand. So, you know, it wasn't like, yeah, I wrote the whole record. So it wasn't like a thing where I was a guest feature on the record. Yeah, it was a vibe that I created, you know, for me and Jennifer, and it was such a dope vibe. And, you know, I don't think the record would have been as big as it was without Jennifer, if you want to take it that way. You know what I'm saying? That's to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
I'm actually working with somebody right now. I don't know if you know him, Director X over here.
What up, boy?
Yo, what it is, X?
What's going on?
What's good, baby? How you, man?
Good, bro. Just working. You know how it is. We live in this set life. You know what it is.
Man, we grinding, man. We over here working, man. You know, putting it together, man.
Y'all two ever do any videos together?
I did your features. I did
we did something together, I believe.
Paris.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we did. We did that.
Paris, wild.
I wrote that record too. See, see, that's what I brought to the table, and I brought a different aspect when it came to the pen. You know, I was writing big records for R&B artists, pop artists, the whole, and them records was going #1 too. You know, so like I wrote Rainy Days for Mary J. Blige. You know, so that's the things I was, you know, doing in the industry too, outside of, you know, my own stuff.
Well, they don't talk about that much.
Yo, love.
Yo, X, I love you, boy. I told you so. Yeah, they don't talk about that much, you know, but you know, for me, those are the things that I did that was special in this industry that you know, a lot of people, you know, won't get to do as a hip hop artist, if that makes, you know, sense.
Yeah, so that's why they call you a songwriter, rapper, singer. I don't know the singing thing.
Yeah, I don't know about the singing part, but yeah, I try. You know, let me tell you why my style was so dope, because see, when people hear somebody like you sing, we try to do that. We know we can't do that. You understand? But when they hear Ja Rule sing, they're like, oh man, I can do that shit. So it made everybody feel like, you know, they could be a part of it and sing along with it and sound just as good as I am on the record. You know what I mean? When we do your shit, we feel like, you know, we botching that up. You know what I'm saying? So you got to tell niggas to shut up. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me this, man. How much did you enjoy working with Ashanti?
Shanti's my sister, man. You know, she came up with us in the Murder Inc. crew. She was young, hungry, you know, wanting to kill, and you know, I was already, you know, a big artist already doing, you know, I think I was on my second album. Ashanti's on my second album, I believe, or maybe even my third. I think she should be on my third album. I think Ashanti's on my third album actually. I'm not sure, but anyway, I was already, you know, in the zone of making big records and doing that. And so when me and Bonnie got together, our chemistry was crazy. And so I was just telling Gotti, like, yo, we got to explore this a little bit more and what it is. Because up until then, you know, Bonnie, she used to be in the studio just writing, doing her records, you know, being a studio rat, just doing her thing, you know, in there every day, hungry. And before we did, I think our first record was Always on Time, I want to say. Yeah. After we did that, it was home run for her. Everything, it was splat. It was ball game on. And for me, you know, it was another big record to add to the collection of records and keep the ball rolling. And now we had a new star to add to our roster of what we was already doing. So, you know, back in them days, you had to have a dope, you know, on your label 1-2 punch. You know, the big artists and the big female artists. Every label kind of had that wave, and you know, that's what Shawnee came and brought on with the team.
Now I kind of feel like your songs kind of age a lot better than many other artists from your era. So like, I wanted to know, like, when you went in the studio to record and everything, like, were you going with that intent, like, to have a song that would just play for the ages? Like, what was your process?
I'm gonna tell you real talk. I never go into the studio, you know, thinking about this, you know, I want to make this a hit or whatever. I kind of just go in there and pour out my emotions on these records, and then what I'm feeling in that moment of that day is kind of what comes out. But I do have a consciousness of not dating my records by rapping about certain things, you know, cars and dates and, you know, things that kind of put a date on your records. I am kind of conscious about that, and I don't do that purposely because I want the music to kind of live beyond that era, you know. And so to you know, to my happiness, it kind of worked, I guess, in a sense, you know. I'm seeing my records still getting a lot of buzz in this era and getting a lot of spins in this era.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids know my music, young kids. So it's transcended it over to the next generation, which is, you know, always a great thing. And that's what we want as artists.